Hello ladies and so do you gentlemen, welcome to the Latvia's channel. Previous time we were working with designer view in order to make graphical user interface, and this time we will use blocks view to see how we can implement certain functions and events. But before we start to use blocks view, choose input data. And here check font bold and font italic. Okay, and now choose blocks. Okay, any of our components that we have in our screen have setters and getters. And first of all, we will make one variable. And this variable will have global scope. So in order to understand all of this, you must have certain programming experience. So you should all already know what variables are and what it means if variables have global scope. So here we can choose the name of our variable. For example, I will call this variable input data, and here we got text. So in fact this variable will be type of string. For the beginning it has value of empty string. We know very well when we enter data in our input text, that data will be presented like a string. So because we will use mathematical expressions, so when we already here choose input data, and here we have hint, so we can type enter your math expression. Okay. Enter your math expression. Very well. And let's get back to blocks. Now we will see what happens when we click on number 1. So choose number 1, and here choose this block. So when number 1 is clicked, what we wanted to do? We wanted to set our global variable input data. So point mouse on input data and choose set global input data. But how? We want to add new value that will be connected or concatenated with the previous one. So again choose text, and here choose join. And now we need the old data, so get the data that already exists in our variable and add new value. So when we click on number 1, we want to add 1. And all of these we want to store inside our text box. So click on the blocks and find input data. And like I said, all of these components have setters and getters. So we need one setter, so we will say set input data, not background color, but text. And how we will set? We will use get global input data. So when we click on number 1, we want to set input data and add 1 on the string that already exists, and all of the value will be stored inside input data. Edit text. So the same we want to do when we click on number 2. Okay, and the shortcut for that is to click on this block, right click and choose duplicate. And now instead of number 1, here choose number 2. Okay, and of course we do not want to add number 1, we want to add 2. Okay, we can repeat. Duplicate and now choose number 3. And here we want to add 3 on string that already exists. And all of that we want to store inside our input data. Okay, but if you pay attention, we do the same actions no matter which number we click on. And it's almost the same. The only difference is this part. So what new value we want to add? If we click on number 1, we want to add 1. If we click on number 2, we want to add 2. If we click on number 3, we want to add 3. So to avoid repeating the same actions, we know very well we make procedures or functions. So that's why here I will choose procedures. Procedure is something like a function, and there are two types of functions. The first one is void, if function does not get back anything, and the second one is return type. This time we will use void function, so our function will not return back anything. We will use it only to set input data, so I will choose this one. Okay, and here I can call this function. I can call it set input data. So here on procedure, just click and change the name, set input data, and this function will be parameter one, so it will accept one parameter. So click on this blue image and choose input and put here. So you see now that our function has one parameter x, and this parameter, when you go mouse